Niger Figer is showing absolutely no mercy with those elbow drops. Look at this. And I believe Niger Figer is going for his 11th elbow drop, a signature Niger Figer maneuver, going for the pin at this moment, but Principal showing some resiliency. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to mention, a reversal by Principal into a backbreaker. I just want to mention that in the main event, Onthell will take on Booty T in a hardcore match. Just a 2 count by Principal, the muscle of the group. Principal and Early, they invited me to have, oh my goodness, a beautiful dropkick. No matter your opinion on Niger Figer, nobody delivers a dropkick quite as perfectly as this young man. And Niger Figer making a mistake, having Principal use his momentum against him, and Principal using that for a spine buster. I cannot wait until the main event between Onthell and Booty T in that hardcore match to settle their differences. And you see Early and Principal just double teaming Niger Figer, and all Elastine can do is watch. A vertical suplex by Early, and you see Early being ever so arrogant. A neck breaker. But if I had the kind of skill that Early had, I would have an extra boost of confidence. I don't blame the guy for believing him in himself. Excuse me, folks. I'm just a bit flustered. Still trying to get over what Pharoah Pharisee said about me being ever so disrespectful. But he will get an opportunity to take on Victor for that Zimbabwean title on the next episode. You see Early flicking off Elastine, but Elastine being very positive, just waving back, taking negativity and making it positive. But it was enough for Niger Figer to recover. A neck breaker by the disappointment Niger Figer. Principal has got to be very upset with his tag team partner. Niger Figer is crawling to Elastine. This is exactly what he needs to do to change the momentum, to tag in his crush. And I believe Elastine has been tagged in. Indeed she has. And now she turns her focus onto Early. And you see Elastine getting the crowd participated. Elastine with a nice clothesline onto Early. Another clothesline. Early starting to receive those aggressive clotheslines by Elastine. Elastine, she may look very cute, she may be a little bit eccentric, but she is aggressive in the ring. You see her playing mind games with Principal. Principal was trying to bitch slap her right there. And Niger Figer has been tagged in. Niger Figer going to the top of the rope, getting this crowd involved, ladies and gentlemen. But Niger Figer misses. Oh my goodness, that completely backfired. Right onto the canvas. And there's no give on that concrete canvas, ladies and gentlemen. And Early's gonna take full advantage of that. Against the ropes. And a swinging neck breaker by Early. And I believe he calls that the caviar twist. And Early successful in defeating Niger Figer. Look at Early mocking Niger Figer. Oh my goodness, another loss for Niger Figer. The losing streak continues in front of his girlfriend as well. Niger Figer missing, and it cost him as he got that caviar twist. And surely Elastine was turned off by that. Niger Figer's losing streak progresses.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce my ex-husband, Boron Stone. Boron Stone, you know better than anybody that I've been around. I've had experiences with a whole bunch of men, but There's nobody that fulfills me quite like you do. Please, Boron Stone, I know I'm not worthy of your love, but please, please take me back, Boron Stone. You're the greatest lover, the greatest man on this planet. And I need somebody in my life like that. Please, Boron Stone, have it in your heart to take me back.
Wow, that was absolutely appalling. I hope that Boron Stone's wife recovers. Boron Stone, if you're not on his good side, you're not on his good side. But ladies and gentlemen, the main event is here. Here comes Booty T, shilling his beverage. This is gonna be a hardcore match. This is our main event. If you are squeamish, I really suggest that you not watch this match, as these two are gonna leave it all out. His opponent, Onthell. Look at the impressive physique of this young man. Both of these guys are trying to make an impression to Victory Road Wrestling to show that they are long-time players. And it seems Booty T and Onthell, they just don't rub each other right way. Look at the disrespect shown by Booty T, putting his middle fingers right to the face of Onthell. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is a hardcore match. There are no disqualifications. The only way to win this match is by submission or pinfall. As we see Onthell choke the life out of Booty T. Who could forget the table match between these two individuals? I thought that would have been the end of the rivalry, but Booty T, see, the thing about Booty T is that he's a practical joker, and some people they like it, but most people they do not. Just a 2 count. I've seen Booty T do things like put dog feces in the purse of a lady. I won't be specific about her name, and she wasn't too happy about that. I personally thought it was hilarious. Just as long as Booty T keeps his pranks away from me, I really have no problem with them. You saw Onthell missing with that punch, and that gave Booty T enough time to change the momentum of this match. Even though Booty T likes to joke around, he's still very intense in that ring, a very intense competitor, and that's the reason why he's here in Victory Road Wrestling. I would just like to extend my apology for anyone that was offended by what Boron Stone did to his wife. But folks, she was asking for it. Let's be completely honest with each other. A lot of pinfalls in this match. We've yet to see the use of weapons, much to the disappointment of the collective. They paid to see a hardcore match, but instead they're seeing two men brawl. This is too much work rates for even me. I want to see some weapons. I want to see people go through some barbed wires. A pin by Booty T. Booty T is just laying it onto Onthell. So much psychology within the confines of this ring. A lot of hatred between these men. A Northern Light suplex representing the great state of Mozambique is Onthell. Wait, is Mozambique in the north? I'm going to have to check the map. I know for sure that Zimbabwe is in the north. And you see Onthell with the native drop onto Booty T. Even though he hooked the leg of Booty T, Onthell unable to acquire a victory. And Onthell with that vertical suplex right outside of the ring. And now it's getting a little bit hardcore. Come on, bounce. Keep it hardcore. You know that song? It's beginning to be a little bit like that. As Onthell delivers an X handle from the top of the rope, folks. Picture it, if you will, a man that size driving his weight onto you, and Onthell with a body slam right onto the outside there. As you can see, there's no padding, it's just bare bone. And those body slams are enough to knock out any individual As you look from our sky cam, Onthell just dominating Booty T at this present time. Both these two are athletes, but they're going hardcore. A body slam right through the table. I don't even know why that table is there. It's not usually there, but for whatever reason we decided to put it there for this hardcore match. And Onthell making good use of that table. And I believe Onthell picked up... Is that a brick? Onthell just picked up a brick, ladies and gentlemen. Booty T missing with those shots. He's a bit off key after that body slam through the table. And thank goodness that Onthell was not able to use that brick. A bulldog by Booty T. And now we see Booty T choking the life out of Onthell right here. There's no disqualifications. So ideally, Booty T can keep that submission on as long as he wants, as he goes for a cover. Very smart move, but it wasn't good enough as Onthell kicks out. You see what Booty T did there was he wanted to pass out Onthell and then just, pin Onthell. It's a pretty sound strategy, but it didn't work out. A vertical suplex. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, Booty T had his body driven through a table. So he's still a bit weary as we see that brick in the background. I don't know why we have a brick. There's no construction going on within this vicinity. We may need to put a roof there. And a nice knockout blow by Onthell. And Onthell has gained possession of that brick. And he's using that brick right onto the spine of Booty T. It's getting hardcore. How many leagues do you see that use a brick, ladies and gentlemen? This is Victory Road Wrestling. If you haven't already, please tell your friends about this show. This is the show that is taking the galaxy by storm. And what is Onthell gonna do here, ladies and gentlemen? And Onthell is picking up that chair, similar to that chair that started this feud. Remember when Onthell was looking for his steroids and Booty T tripping him off that chair? And what a poetic way for it to end if Onthell was to use that chair to knock out Booty T and get the victory. That chair being set up in the middle of the ring as the sold out crowd watches on. I don't like where this is going. That chair is capable of breaking a man's spine. Irish whip against the ropes. And Onthell, oh my goodness. A tribal drop right onto that chair. And much to the shock of everybody, Booty T kicking out. Onthell picking... Wait, what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? The electricity just went out. And it's the Cause. What are they doing, ladies and gentlemen? The Cause. A group that is against hardcore wrestling attacking Onthell. Remember the remarks that Onthell made about the Cause, and look at them. Just destroying Onthell. Wildebeest, Tybalt, Victor, Eccentric. Remember, they are totally against hardcore wrestling. And they are making a statement by assaulting Onthell. I did not see this coming at all. The electricity going out. And there's Tybalt going up the top rope, and Tybalt with a 450 splash right onto Onthell, ladies and gentlemen. The collective is absolutely shocked. And Booty T is gonna take full advantage. Booty T victorious in this bout, ladies and gentlemen. But you can credit the Cause for assisting him. And you see the Cause, ladies and gentlemen, just all over the place. Onthell is not going to be too happy about this. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Victory Road Wrestling.